After waking up in my luxurious house in the city and doing my stretches, I was so prepared for what I was going to be building today, until I remembered what I was going to be building today. So I quickly ran back to my garbage bag, luxurious city home, and went back to sleep. Now, if I'm being honest, I didn't just come into possession of this city plot. It's actually owned by this person. And when I asked to use it for my stuff, she rightfully said no and kicked me off of the plot. Now, being sad, I ran around and found this weird UFO. And obviously it didn't belong to anyone, so I started messing around in it until somebody who obviously owned the UFO came through. And what followed was an awkward moment of my life. But luckily, they looked pretty friendly. Never mind. They didn't look friendly at all. So, all sad and depressed and weirdly in more dirty and different clothes, I came back and asked again, and she agreed on terms that I had to build whatever building she wanted. And I obviously agreed. So you might be wondering, Voodoo Doll, why the heck are you in Roblox, not Minecraft? And to give you an explanation, this is a game called Lumion Legacy. I think it's like a Pokemon game. I played it a little bit. And this is a lab, and she wants me to build it. So this is going to be the building we are going to be building today.
Okay, so I hope this isn't cheating, but I'm using one of these hologram things, so these blocks aren't real. I still have to get them and place it down. It's just, you've probably already seen it. I've made it in a creative testing world, and it takes forever to slowly go back and forth and slowly build it up. So I just got a mod to let me do a hologram of it. Now, right now, I'm just going to be getting the concrete powder for the floor, just because that's pretty easy, and I can do that, and I don't have a lot of time right now. After doing the math, though, I'm going to need 26 stacks of gray concrete powder and 25 stacks of light gray powder. So, this is, it's gonna take a while. But luckily for me, someone has recently made something very useful for me. So let's just go over there. So here we are at the end portal, and you might already know what it is. Someone had made a concrete duper, or just any falling block duper, so that would include dragon eggs. This really speeds up the process for some things. Luckily I just need the powder. So yeah, we're just gonna get some of this. Okay, so we've gotten almost all of the blocks we need for this really big project, as we can see here. Lots and lots of light gray concrete and dark gray concrete over there. But I am missing one block, which I'm actually going to be needing a lot of. But to get that block, I'm actually going to need to make a farm. So we have to do that before we can work on this. So, let's go. Let's see that. Okay, I'm sure a stack will be enough. No, let's get building. Okay, so I found
I just wanted to mention that this Froglight farm was made by Shulkercraft on YouTube. Go check them out. This is actually a really efficient farm.
Okay, so I just finished the farm and it's already producing froglights. Really, that was like really fast. So I'm gonna go up and start grinding some more. And also, just as a quick FYI, I did actually change the design a little bit with actually making the floor honey. And the reason for this being because I had a problem with the frogs still jumping. So I just put honey so they can't jump. So let's go up and grind some bit and then I'll come back. Okay, so I finished grinding and it seems like we probably have enough. This actually gets a lot of froglights. I think I was only here for like 10-15 minutes maybe an hour. I don't know. But you know, this is really good. Let's see if we have enough and then get back to the city. Okay, so I packed up all the froglights, and as you can see, the red shulker box right there. And I think we're finally ready to start building, so let's get straight into it. Okay, so we have finally finished the lab after that very, very long time lapse. I hope it was a couple hours, like almost my entire day, so hopefully I can shorter it down to a point where it's not annoyingly long. And now we do actually have some leftover blocks. We have a lot of gray concrete, as well as some gray concrete powder, which I will probably turn into just normal concrete later. So we'll probably be using that for a later build. And then I didn't measure everything perfectly, so I have some access, lots of iron bars, which will become very useful later, and some like concrete powder. And then these are pretty empty, except for this one, which has some frog heads, but other than that, these are all empty. I'll have to sort them and put them into storage areas, but other than that, why don't we just take a quick tour? So the first thing you'll probably notice is the gate. This goes all the way around. Got some shrubbery, like a tree right here, as well as over there next to the signpost. And then under this building right here, we got a little bit of green shrubbery too. We got like a little area right here. I think in the game it's almost like a bike rack station, so I tried sort of with the andesite walls, but maybe not so well. So we got the diagonal building right here, the center building, and then the double building right here, which I'm probably is my favorite building. Definitely spent the most time on it. So now, with the deal, I don't actually have to do the interior if I do the exterior, and not the exterior if I do the interior for very specific buildings that are in here. So I definitely went for a different interior, especially because I don't think I could do the exact interior of it, especially since we only get a front view. So we start off like with an intro place, like a check-in area. So there'll probably be someone checking you in, nice chandelier. I'd imagine this have like passes or something in it, but maybe just be decoration. So you probably walk in, you'll check in with the person, and then you go through here, either left or right, doesn't matter. Go to the scenic view, and then you're into the main area. So you'll notice when I do this tour that there's actually a lot empty, and I will come back to that. There is a reason why I mostly left it empty. But this is an empty room, probably for testing or something, and then just simply going up these stairs, we go to a seating area. I'd imagine this might be like a little cafeteria with a couple restaurants or stores for the workers to go and eat. Now, straight through here, there should be another floor or not. I don't know what happens with that, but we go into the main lab testing area. I think this lighting's pretty cool, definitely expensive, but you notice that we have a massive hole in the ceiling. We continue up the stairs to the second level. There might be a floor here, who knows what they do, but and then you notice this could also be a second story. And continuing on, we have the third story, which isn't much. Again, top story up here, and you have the walkway across. Maybe get a better view of the skyscraper as well as the ceiling. I will be doing more decoration on there later. But other than that, enter this room. This room needs to be a little more, as you can tell, I did mess up on the schematics. And we have an elevator system right here. Now, this might become a room or not. But anyways, you can go down here. This one's actually quite slow, so I wouldn't use this. You can just use this one, which is actually really fun. I think in the testing world, I went up and down that about 100 times. But anyways, this just leads you straight to the bottom from where we entered. And that is kind of the short tour. Obviously, there's more details, but let's get to the signs and stuff. Now, I probably messed up in some places and said whatever they want during the tour, and that is because I'm actually giving this to a different person to do what they will with this. Mainly because I, with a friend who's also on the server, have been working on a dark ride, or more of a roller coaster, and in that ride, him and his character is a scientist. So the whole ride is you going through his mob farms, so it's a very sciencey sort of thing. And because I needed to build this science building, I thought it'd be kind of cool if it went to him and he can do theming around that, FMC. So we'll be putting banners here with the F, M, and C on here, maybe with the fox logo. He is a fox. And that'll be cool. So he'll kind of figure out what to do with the inside of this, just like how I haven't done the inside of the mall, because that goes out to the community to build in. But if I'm gonna give a little hint, maybe next episode we'll be building something in there. But other than that, we have finished. I'm gonna quickly clean up all of this shulker box mess. Hopefully maybe those over there too. I don't think I'll time-lapse it because that doesn't sound much interesting. And then we'll see where we go from there. Okay, so I've sort of cleaned up my shulker boxes. Just looking at it, you'll probably be like, hey, loot it all. It's still a complete mess. And yeah, you're right. But it's a little bit of a less mess. All of this has stuff in it, so these are all my full shulker boxes, and these are all my empty ones. Ignore those. And I moved my stuff so they aren't flying anymore. Sadly, I did have to take down the head totem as well as the heads in there, but fear not, I'd never get rid of that. They are simply in one of the wherever. Oh wait, I dropped it. I was about to start freaking out. There we go. How do I give you a quick tour of the city so far? Since I know I did kind of cut you out of the first buildings, especially since I hadn't started making videos yet, since, it'll be a short tour, so, since, not much has been built. So, we have the mall. It's a skyscraper mall, and the point of it is to have the community, everybody who plays on the server, build whatever stores they want. Originally, as you know, there was going to be a mall built here anyways, so I thought that'd be a good way to do it. And if you notice the commercials, these were actually created by us in a vote, and maybe I'll do another one of those later on. So we got that one, we have that, fresh brew, and a new cola. This is a mini apartment building that I built. It was kind of a speed build that I did on a creative testing world and thought it'd be pretty in it. So it's a very lush one. It definitely looks better at night, but I won't have to deal with mobs, so maybe we'll come back to that. So it's very tiny, very cute and petite. We got like the little entrance stone with the cashier and like the keys, and then like an area where I'd imagine they keep the keys, almost like in one of those ski lodges, but an apartment. And now we go up the first flight of stairs, and we're at the room 1. They're very cute. They got a very little tiny vibe to them. probably be $100,000 a day, honestly. That's a bathroom, and then obviously we got a bedroom, double bed, alarm clock. That'll be a computer at some point, and TV there. Just haven't been able to work on these as much. And then a nice little balcony with some plants. And then the second floor is almost identical, but I swapped around some of the spacing. Oh, also, I'm really proud of this. I made this as like realistic as possible, sort of. As in, I made it so there's actually a center area where the redstone goes to light up redstone lamps, and you know, I did copper there, and I think that looks cool. Or that wasn't me. So you can see it's pretty much the same, but with different areas. So the bathroom's over here instead of over there. Double bed in a different place. You know, trying to make it seem like someone's actually living here, and they organize it in whatever they want to organize it. This one does not have a roof, but still has a balcony. And then finally, we go up to the rooftop. Now, I started with making one of these top ones the best I could. It doesn't look that great on the back, but from a distance, it looks fine. Anyways, we got two little seats for people to relax on, a clothes hanger for people to hang their clothes on and dry, and then we gotta have a mini pool, so I made a mini pool with, you know, a little bit of a life thing so we can relax in the pool floaty. Probably not an armor, that's probably not enjoyable. And, you know, I think this was really cute. Looks a lot more official now. Anyways, I cannot believe that we finished this all in like 1 to 2 days, I'm not including building farms and gathering materials, but building the actual lab itself. But anyways, I can't believe we actually finished it. It actually looks so good. Hopefully next time we might be able to work on some of the buildings over here, as well as one of the first shops to go into the mall. But again, that's a topic for another episode. And with that, I hope you all enjoyed this video. Please remember to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. And with that, thank you all for watching. See you all next time.